Hi, and welcome to the first in a series of AppStudio Jumpstart videos. This video is an introduction to AppStudio for ArcGIS. We will present an overview of the product, what problems it solves, examples of apps built with AppStudio, as well as the tools included with AppStudio. First, let's answer the question, what is AppStudio for ArcGIS? AppStudio is a solution for creating native apps. These are not web apps, but apps that get installed as a separate executable on your device. AppStudio is not only a solution for developing native apps, but is a low-code solution for creating native apps. Low-code solutions help make app development faster and easier by providing things out of the box, like components that take care of authentication or access to data, or by providing easy-to-configure app properties that can be set through a UI rather than through code. And in the case of AppStudio, by default, the apps that you build have close integration with the capabilities of the ArcGIS geospatial platform. Not only is AppStudio a low-code solution, but is also a no-code solution for building apps because we deliver several out-of-the-box app templates that can be configured with your data and branding, and then deployed to others, all without writing any code. We will talk more about this later in the video. So why native apps? Well, one reason is that native apps can run offline, meaning if you're in a disconnected area and have no connectivity to a network, you can still use your apps and the data if you've configured your app to run offline. Also, native apps can access certain device capabilities, such as GNSS and GPS location, the camera, maybe access to operating system features like the sharing with other apps. And apps can be distributed and installed directly on devices. Many people want their app in the public app stores, and native apps give us this option. There are many challenges of native app development. What is the cost? What is the time and resources it's going to cost to build your app? And are you going to have to build it for multiple platforms? Can you do this in-house? Or are you going to hire an outside contractor to do this? Also, think about app distribution. Do you want to distribute your app in the stores? Maybe you have an MDM or mobile deployment management system in your organization that you want to deploy your apps through. Or you have other ways you want to deploy it through your enterprise. What about app security? How are you going to make sure the right people have access to the right maps and data? Will you be able to handle the app maintenance and updates, especially if you have multiple platforms you want to address? iOS, Android, maybe Windows, Linux, and Mac. Are you going to have to write the code 5 times to address all those different platforms? Well, what do you get with AppStudio? AppStudio, you get a native app development platform for iOS, Android, Mac, Windows, and Linux. It brings the ease of this no-code, low-code development process with the power of a native app platform. And the problem of many platforms having to write for all the iOS, Android, Windows, Linux, and Mac operating systems goes away with AppStudio, because with AppStudio, the apps you write are cross-platform, meaning you write the code once and you can build it for all those different platforms, for smartphones, tablets, even laptops and desktops. You might be wondering, what apps can I build with AppStudio for ArcGIS? Well, let's go over a few of the kinds of apps that people are building with AppStudio for ArcGIS. First, public information apps. These are apps that are focused on getting information out to the public, such as a county trails app, or an app specifically around an outdoor event. These apps are often published in public app stores. There's also data collection apps, apps for capturing data in the field. One of these is Survey123. This is an app from Esri, built with AppStudio for ArcGIS. There's other apps from our users that are built around things such as collecting citizen science or crowdsourced data in the field. There's also business apps. Apps that are all about getting the right information in your hand on your device. Apps such as Wildfire Analyst, getting you information about wildfires while working out in the field. Or other apps that bring your business data into your hands to make it easily accessible. There's also very highly customized and specialized enterprise apps. These have a particular focus to get a certain job done. Apps that maybe give you the location of where you need to call before you dig. Or apps that connect to a specific type of hardware. These are just a few of the examples of apps that can be created with AppStudio for ArcGIS. You might be wondering what comes with AppStudio for ArcGIS. Because AppStudio is not a single application, but a suite of productivity tools for creating native apps. First, we have AppStudio Desktop. This is the primary application for managing and creating your apps. It allows you to create new apps, access samples, templates, layouts, as well as configure some of the settings for your apps. AppStudio comes with over 70 interactive samples. These are samples you can run as separate applications inside of AppStudio Desktop and access the code behind the samples, and then use that code in your own apps. AppStudio comes with configurable app templates. These require no coding. Simply configure the templates with your data, branding, and custom images to create your own apps. AppStudio also comes with a number of advanced templates, such as Survey 123 and Quick Capture. You can brand these as your own, or if you have more advanced skills, you can customize and extend the code of these templates. AppStudio also comes with a complete professional developer environment, so you can write your own custom code for your apps. And as part of AppStudio, you get AppStudio Player. This is a unique tool which allows you to run your apps on any smartphone, tablet, or laptop or desktop without creating a separate build, so you can quickly test your app on multiple devices. AppStudio Player is also a very unique tool for distributing apps in your organization. So you can have users in your organization log into AppStudio Player and download and run apps that you create. We'll talk more about AppStudio Player in a later video. And as part of AppStudio, you get the Cloud Make service. This is a build service in the cloud. So you don't have to set up multiple machines for iOS, Android, Windows, Mac, or Linux if you want to create a separate install build. You can actually just write your app in AppStudio, upload it to the cloud, and we will create a separate build for you in the cloud. Now that we've defined AppStudio, we've talked about some of the apps you could build with AppStudio, as well as the productivity tools that come with it. Let's talk about what you can expect to build with AppStudio based on your technical skills or the skills of those on your team. I want to go over 3 AppStudio user personas. We have the configurator, the geohacker, and the code ninja. Now, the configurator. This is someone that has some technical skills. Maybe they're a GIS user or WebGIS user. They're able to build things like web maps and maybe create web apps by configuring a template in Web App Builder or our configurable apps. Then we have the geohacker. This is maybe a JS professional. They can write and run some Python scripts, maybe read and write a little HTML. Maybe they've dabbled in JavaScript. They're comfortable copy and pasting code, and generally they can figure out how to get the job done. And then we have a code ninja. So someone who's fluent in at least one programming language. They often prefer to start from scratch. They might be a web developer, and they really just love reading API documentation and getting into app development. So think about where you might fall in this app user persona. And now let's talk about what you can do in AppStudio based on these. Well, as a configurator, you can configure our app templates, add your own maps and data, change the colors, the icons, images, the fonts, and adjust other settings without writing any code. You can share these apps with your coworkers via AppStudio Player or publish these apps to the public app stores. A geohacker can extend our templates with custom code. Maybe they've taken from our samples. They can add new functionality, new buttons, maybe add a separate map to the application. Or they might even want to start with one of our basic app layouts. And then the Code Ninja. They like to create apps from scratch often. They might want to integrate with some separate hardware or create a custom component or add new functionality and extend one of those enterprise or advanced templates such as Survey 123 or Quick Capture. So this is just an overview of what you can expect to be able to do with AppStudio at these different app persona levels. To finish up this video, let's think back to those challenges of native app development. With AppStudio, we take those challenges and turn them into advantages of AppStudio app development. We provide a reduced time and cost of app development. We give a flexible app distribution model. And AppStudio gives you access to ArcGIS users to give you security to your app, maps, and data. And AppStudio is a cross-platform app development tool. So you can build your app once for different platforms and form factors. This concludes this introduction to AppStudio video. We hope you enjoyed it. Look for other AppStudio Jumpstart videos coming, such as using AppStudio Desktop, AppStudio for ArcGIS licensing, configuring app templates, distributing apps with AppStudio Player, getting started with QML and JavaScript, and more. Thank you. We hope you enjoyed this video.